Yeah, pulled right out in front of me. And apparently right now, we're just kind of waiting to hear. Heard there was a real bad accident with a school bus up by Brantford that rolled over with a whole bunch of kids on board. So I'm still waiting to see if we can find out any information on it.
Wow.
But anyways, well, we'll go bring the chat up. Hey, Corey Manos first. All right. Followed by Mr. Dominic. Cool.
Dominic is right there.
Yeah. So this is the Love Fest show tonight or what? Huh?
How you doing, Justin?
I'm all right.
Is this show the Love Fest?
The Love Fest? I don't know.
What's up, Corey, Dominic?
Fishy
David?
Rod,
Oh, you got my email.
I seen it before you give it to me. But
Yeah.
is this the Love Fest?
Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah, wait till Ron kicks her to the curb when she gets into Canada. That won't be for a while, I imagine.
I think the two of them deserve each other.
Like, what the hell she won't be able to get a job unless she applies for some kind of
Yeah.
city.
Why does she need a job if Ron's going to be paying the bill?
Well, you need
Yeah, what
to,
about her health care? It's not going to be free.
don't you need some kind of work visa?
Yeah, you need a work visa for Canada.
But
Well, I mean,
you
even
gotta
in the
be-
US.
You got to be a resident in Canada for, I think, a year or something before you can get health care.
Well, like I had a friend and his wife that he met in England years ago when he was in the military, but she lived over here for almost 20 years, but it was on a work visa. So she had to work in order to stay.
Mhm.
And then she finally did her citizenship a few years back.
But you got to be here for a while first. What you need to do is go back to the border, sneak across, and say, "Hey, look, I'm being persecuted in the U.S." and hey, get everything, man. Healthcare, everything, money, apartment.
What's up, Dustin?
Hey, Dustin. Well, I guess it's only what, an hour trip, an hour and a little bit to the Port Huron. You should get sick, take over to the border.
Well, they were in Indiana, right?
So they're coming back, are they? Because they was in Minnesota, Wisconsin, now they're in Indiana, so they must be working their way back.
Yeah, I don't know.
Welcome to Canada. Hey. Oh, did I tell you this is going to be for Ron Lockwood, guys? When he gets to Alaska? Hang on.
Huh?
Yeah, when Ron Lockwood gets to Alaska, the place where you can't get off the plane because there's a polar bear between you and the turtle.
Now that's funny.
Yeah.
What's up, Joe?
Okay, where is? Okay, so I'm gonna go back out of here, go to here, and go down to, what's his name? Ron Lockwood. Where are you? Down there. There you are. Cool. I'm going to attach a file, which is in downloads. It's right there. And we'll send that to Ron Lockwood.
What's up, Tim?
Hey, Captain Joe and Tim Jackson. Hey, hey guys.
I don't know, Joe. It seems like a lot of people aren't even interested in that drone. I've heard a few people in some chats say they were, but seems like everybody that already wanted a Mavic 3 already either bought the Cine or the Classic, and so they're not really interested in buying a second one. I think they're just scraping the bottom of the barrel, trying to release as much crap as possible. They keep changing one little thing on each drone and then repackaging it as something else. Hold on, Tim, I'm checking it now.
Okay, the invites are all sent out now.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm almost out of breath just for sending the invites out.
Oh, that's a pretty cool little clip, Tim.
Hey, Dominic.
Yeah, good evening all.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi there, Dominic.
I'm all right. Just trying to get the chat up so I can see who's available. Hello. Hello, Tim Jackson.
Yeah, Tim, I saw that. That's pretty much the focal point of the video. It was a pretty cool video. Looks like your standard 4th of July
Easy.
military parade here too. Up, Laura.
Hi, Laura. Hello, Corimano, David, One
Tim,
Vision, Dustin.
did I say hi to Dustin? I think I might have missed him.
I don't know.
Good evening, Laura.
Tim talking about apple pie. Go pies.
Now I'm talking about the game yesterday.
Did
We
your
had
team
a
win?
football game. 95,000 people were there. Yeah. Well, Melbourne Storm played New Zealand Warriors and they won as well. So we had a big day of sport. Not to detract from the
I don't know. Maybe.
not to detract from the solemn.
Well, what can maybe Dominic can answer that, Tim. I'm not entirely familiar with the Anzac Day that much. I think he was kind of confused why the American flag was in your parade.
No, it's not an American flag. It's an Australian flag.
No,
I don't know why.
If you look at the clip, though, they have an American flag in there too.
Oh, I don't know.
Might have been the American contingent was there.
Yeah, there could be. There could be Americans. I don't
Well, there's
know.
got to be a reason why it's there. I mean, maybe it's just something small you guys don't know about.
Yeah.
It happened.
Oh, okay. I'm missing that. Oh, okay. I'll go back and watch that, Dustin. One of my favorite New Zealanders.
We'll rewatch it, Tim. See here.
Tim, it wasn't it was the way you beat them rather than just beating them.
It
That
looks like a standard American flag, Tim.
Little Amalora, your sister's here. Justin.
Yeah, I already said hi to him. Yeah, I don't know. There's got to be a reason, though. I mean, All right, hold on. Tim wants me to share this.
I know, boo boo.
Okay. This. I'll turn the volume off though, because it's really loud.
Yeah, just in case.
It's just drums, but it's just really loud.
Yep.
But
Yeah. That's the Australian and the New Zealand flag there.
right, and then you got the American flag right there. I don't know. 'Cause I'm
Yeah, I
not
don't
super
know why.
maybe they had some kind of involvement with it. I don't know.
Don't know.
I guess I'm not super familiar with that particular celebration, so.
Yeah. As I said, I can understand the Australian and the New Zealand flag, but there must have been, because it's not 1915 it happened. So yeah, April 25, 1915. 108 years ago.
Let's see here. Okay. Get out of my way. Oh, apparently from what it says US forces, Australian and New Zealand troops had something to do with it. It says we celebrate it here in the US, but I've never heard of it until you started talking about it the other day, so.
Well, you were talking about World War I, right?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Through the United States did not officially enter World War II until April 1917. American forces still formed bonds with Anzac soldiers. Okay, so maybe they just had a really close tie with them after that. Where a lot of them became friends and stuff. That's kind of what it seems like it's saying. So maybe it was just out of respect for each other, maybe.
A show of common support.
I think that's what it is from what I'm reading here. Yeah, it seems like those three particular group of soldiers in the war a lot of them became really close friends.
Hmm.
I think that's what it was. It's probably just a respect thing for World War One, I guess.
Yeah. I'd say so.
Assuming.
Yeah.
Interesting. Like I said, it says we celebrate it here, but I've never heard of it. So you started talking about it the other day, and so
Hmm. Maybe it's only specific states that know about it.
interesting. Yeah, like I said, they apparently they have some memorial in Los Angeles that talks about it.
Okay.
At some military memorial.
Interesting.
Like I said, those guys that were in the parade, though, they would have known the reasoning behind it before they did. You know what I'm saying? Because that'd be like us marching.
Well, none of them are still alive, are they?
No.
Oh, no. I mean, we're running so low on World War II veterans now. I mean,
Yeah.
very few.
The last Anzac died in 2002, 21 years ago. Just to give you a perspective of how long ago it is.
Yeah, I don't know, Tim. Like I said, they, if anything, next year, if you see it again, stop and talk to them and ask them.
Yeah,
Maybe they'll give you some history. Maybe they've dug up history since then
yeah.
that they didn't know about, and maybe that's why they added it in there. I don't know. It could be a lot of different reasons.
Mm. Maybe it was just that that area in terms of, yes, Alec Campbell, 103. He was a Tasmanian. Yes, Tim.
Because I know
Alec Campbell.
a lot of the documentary guys, they've been rushing out the last few years trying to get as many interviews with World War II vets.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're starting to get less and less of them.
Yeah.
There was a lot of guys, 30 years ago, there were still hundreds of people from their units. And
Yeah,
now they're
now.
getting down to just one or two of them left.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
like another 20, 25 years, it'll be the same with the Vietnam War,
Yeah.
Exactly.
You'll start to get really slim on those guys.
Mm. Well, the end of the war was nearly 78 years ago. So they would be, yeah, obviously they'd be paring down the amount.
Good.
Here's hoping that their children and grandchildren march for them, so we never forget what happens. Because we can't allow things like that to happen again.
Well, there's no reason by today's standards too, all the technology we have, we need to get out there and record as much as that as possible.
Mm.
You know,
Mm.
that's why I think back, like, that's what I was saying, before that, what if in like 200 years, somebody finds all of Paul Murray's or Matt's shows on
Yeah.
some, database where they've stored all the old YouTube shit. And
Yeah.
and it becomes a popular thing where people start watching it like a show. Because, there was all those videos. You remember those videos they remastered from that cameraman that was filming in the New York City in the 1920s?
Yep.
Those have become so popular over the past few years
Mm.
because there's like hundreds of hours of this footage of this guy just going around recording life in New York City in 1920 in the early 1900s. And now they've remastered the video and it's so clear and good looking now that they've redone it.
Mm.
That people actually sit there and watch hours of this shit, and there's really no like commentary or anything, but people still watch it.
Mm.
They find it very interesting. I've sat and watched some of it, and it's really interesting just to see the difference in clothing and vehicles and all that.
Okay, I've got to answer two questions. Firstly, Dustin, it's breakfast porridge. And secondly, 2 Up that Tim Jackson is talking about. I found out that 2 Up is banned on every other day. It is illegal, but it is only legal between 1 p.m. and midnight on the 25th of April. So
What the hell are you guys talking about?
what happens is two up is a gambling. And you
Uh,
put pennies or a coin on there and see if you bet on how they land. It used to be something that was done in the war times. It's one of the very first forms of gambling, but it was outlawed many years ago. And now, because it happens to be an Anzac tradition, it's only allowed on that day.
yes, Tim, and yes, in 100 years, somebody may see you slam your finger in the door.
Oh, that's a close up of a bird.
Oh, yeah, I see the wing.
Good, Paul.
Yeah,
That's a nice picture. Nice and clear.
well,
And
the thing of it is you're not seeing the, let me show you. I was under a bird attack at this point.
Oh, was it following you?
Watch in the right-hand upper corner.
Oh, yeah, all the seagulls.
Whoa, they were
Here
swooping.
comes the cavalry.
Yep.
And more of a worry about them taking a dump on one of your props
Huh.
while you're flying. But yeah, it's always a possibility that Tim, in 100 years, 200 years. So,
Yeah.
because I mean, literally, if you're somebody that's regular on a show, you can almost see somebody's life progress over a few years.
Mm. Get a
Hey,
bit of
watch
sight.
Hey, he must have got close to a nest or something. You done pissed some off, didn't you?
Well, I think it's breeding season. Maybe they want to mate with my drone. I don't know.
Maybe.
Mhm.
And go ahead and stick his dick in the props if he wants, but I wouldn't guarantee that. I wouldn't recommend that.
No, I wouldn't either.
That's why I said those big drones like the Inspires and shit. Dude, I don't care how big the bird is. If it goes and sticks its leg in that prop to grab on, it's gonna lose a leg.
Yeah.
I guarantee those props will slice that leg right off if it's
Well,
like
it's,
a
you know,
eagle or
especially
something.
what I used to worry about was my big Inspires. The props were like this size,
Yeah.
and I used carbon fibers, and it would cut the leg off a small child or a dog or whatever. So I stopped using them. I went back to plastic. Paul, did I give you the carbon fibers?
No.
Okay.
Oh, even a plastic one would do some serious damage though.
It's just the
I
size
mean,
of it.
yeah, your size and the speed of it. I mean,
Yeah.
I've gotten nipped by the Mini 2 a couple of times where it almost paper cutted my finger pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I've been there, done
That
that.
was just a little Mini 2 blade,
Yeah.
and
Mini
my
two
finger,
standard plastic,
and I
and
got
it was able to give
sliced.
me a paper cut.
I got a pretty good slice on one of my fingers from the Air 2 too. I went to hand catch it, and my
Yeah,
finger went
you
too
missed.
far up the body. Yeah, I nipped one of the props. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about practice.
But yeah, that could be dangerous. So then you
So
got
Dominic, did you hear about Paul Hodges' near collision today?
No, what happened?
Another school bus pulled in front of me.
No.
I had to slam on the brakes.
I had to lock it right up. Yeah.
Wow.
Are there
Wow.
any kids on the bus?
I had two left on the bus.
They didn't go flying through the seats, did they?
No, they were older kids, but you know, first thing they, you guys okay back there? And they go, yeah, we're fine. Okay. Yeah. I called my bus company. I called the other bus company too.
Did you
Yeah,
get a bus number off the other one?
No, I didn't get a bus number because I was more concerned with the kids were okay, right? And looking up in the mirrors, you guys okay back there? You know,
Hey, Dre.
and bus had turned and was going. So
Hey, Dre, how you doing?
I couldn't catch it because I had to go drop the one kid off about a half a block away.
Yeah, at some of the schools and intersections here, the cops actually show up every day to let buses in and out. Otherwise, they'd never be able to get in or out.
Well, there's
So
about
they
10.
have to shut the traffic down.
Yeah,
Because buses will do that. They'll get impatient sometimes having to wait at a specific intersection trying to pull out. And
Mm.
there's
Yeah.
been a couple of times where they pulled out in front of me pretty closely too, because they punched it, trying to
Mm.
get out as quick as they could because they've
Mm.
just been sitting there for 20 minutes trying to get out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, we're putting traffic lights in right there in that corner right now. They're up, but they haven't been turned on yet, right? So they're still covered.
Mm.
So
Yeah, they knew they're. We actually had an intersection that was so bad. But the problem is the county won't put up a light until I think there's 3 deaths at an intersection.
oh, is
Yeah.
that
And that's what happened at the this big ass apartment complex. When you were coming out on it, you'd be coming out on Cypress Gardens, but there was no stoplights or anything. So people were having to cut across 3 lanes of traffic to get over to the other side of the
So
road
they
to
go back the other way?
and they were cutting across, and yeah, 3 different people got killed in that intersection. They finally put up a freaking stoplight. But yeah, they won't do it unless 3 people get killed, which I think is the stupidest thing ever. If you can see the issue beforehand, you should fix it beforehand,
Yeah,
Mm.
not wait until 3 innocent people die, because
Yeah,
I mean, that's stupid.
exactly.
Because everybody complained about that intersection for over 2 years about the problem in that intersection. And the county would not do anything about it. They said, no, 3 people have to die before we put up a light. I was
Mm.
like, that's fucking stupid. I was like,
I
you're
know.
getting hundreds of complaints from citizens saying it's a problem. And you
But
guys are
won't
gonna
do
wait,
anything about it. Yeah.
right? And then you guys wait till you hit the 3-person mark, then you wanna put up a stoplight.
well, the
Yeah.
question I would have is, did any of the family of the 3 that were killed file a lawsuit against the county for being stupid?
Honestly, I have no idea, but I was dumb though. Like I said, it was a big old thing around here for a couple of years, everybody complaining about that intersection.
Mm.
And they just put a light up there probably about, I don't know, 8 months to a year ago. They finally put a light up there. But like I said, they were having to cut across 3 lanes in order to get to the other side of the road to go the other direction if they had to go to the other direction.
Hmm.
Because there was no turnaround on that particular stretch of road. So it's not like you could get out in traffic on on that side and go down a little ways and turn around. There was no turnarounds. Once you got to the end there, you had to get on the major highway 27. So you had no choice but to cut across if you needed to get to the other side.
That's crazy. But then again, government is crazy anyway.
Yeah, we know that. Doesn't matter which part of the world you're in. There are always crazy governments.
Yeah,
And
well,
we have crazy councils as well.
it wouldn't surprise me that the county had some stipulation in there saying since it's a rule, you can't sue over it.
Mm. There'll be
You know
some
how-
way.
No, it was the same thing, they do that crap all the time, like for the COVID stuff, they
Mm.
passed those laws saying you couldn't sue for COVID, and
Yeah, I know. We got some strange ones here.
which I kind of agreed with to a certain extent, because it was like, the amount of lawsuits there would have been if they wouldn't have stopped that, because people would have been suing a mom and pop place because they decided to walk in there and then they got COVID.
Yeah.
And then they're suing some little mom and pop business over it. Like the amount of lawsuits would have been insanely nuts. It
Mm.
would have freaking jammed up the court system so bad, I guarantee it.
No, definitely.
Because every lawyer would have been out there, let's sue him, let's sue him.
Oh, Trudeau over here, he was saying that I never made vaccines mandatory. Excuse me?
Exactly. Ours have just dropped.
Vaccines. But you're not going to travel anywhere. You're not going to go on an airplane or train or a bus
Yeah.
or You can't go to the gym or whatever unless you're vaccinated. But I
Yeah.
didn't force you to do it. What a freaking idiot.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, you can't come across the border unless you're vaccinated.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. I didn't force anybody to do it.
Well, it's like we were talking about Don Lemon getting fired from CNN, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, what's funny is there's a clip on YouTube that you can go watch, and he actually came down here during the height of COVID because we didn't have any restrictions. He was at the resort and wasn't wearing a mask or anything with some lady. I don't know if it was his wife, girlfriend, whatever. He was with some chick. And these
Yep.
like gang of women from Florida like saw him and started screaming at him. They were like, "Why are you down here on vacation? Why don't you go back to wherever?" I don't know
Yeah,
if
where
he's
you came from, right?
yeah, because he was like, giving so much crap about,
Yep.
COVID shit on CNN. But yeah, he was down here vacationing because guess what? We didn't close down. So he had no
Yeah.
other place to go but Florida.
Exactly.
But he wasn't practicing any of the shit he was spewing on CNN.
Yep.
And these women like straight ran him out of the
That
Right.
hotel screaming at him. I thought it was hilarious.
Mm.
is.
Let me see if I can find that clip. YouTube hadn't taken it down.
You know what YouTube's like. Hmm.
Oh, never mind. He was with some dude.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was.
Mm.
It's been a long time since I've seen this clip. I thought it was a girl he was with.
Oh, okay.
So this is.
Can't tell these days.
I want to thank you.
He's like a big marketing guy.
I want to thank, yeah, Don Lemon, right? Yeah, okay, yeah, it's Halloween today, right? Oh, Don Lemon, that's okay. Well, I want to thank you. No, thank you so much. And you're in the great state of Florida. I hope you guys enjoy it. You can enjoy it. Thank you for exposing everything. Because we love you in Florida.
We love you in Florida.
What was that Mike saying last night? They fired him over a text message, I think it was.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't even call him in the office or anything. They just texted it to him. You're fired, buddy.
Mm.
Oh, they fired him with a text message?
That's what they were saying. Yeah.
That's funny.
I think it was
Yeah.
Mike Night Train was in the chat saying that. I think that was him that said that in the chat yesterday.
And here comes Birdman David.
David.
Good evening.
I've come to give you some more useless information.
Oh, great. I love useless
What we
information.
need today, more useless information.
It's what the world needs.
Fact that if a child is conceived today, based on the average age of a person, they will live to see the next millennium.
Oh, great.
Just what you needed to know.
Yeah, totally. Yep.
Useless information.
Oh, useless information makes the world go round.
Yeah.
Any more useless information?
No,
Is
you
that
have to
enough
have
for
something
today?
for the rest of it.
It was only for today. So how was your day been, David?
Give you a
Good, bad, indifferent?
bad
What's the weather like over there?
shit.
You got Laura under control?
Laura's away.
Oh,
She went on a week's vacation, right, with her parents?
5 days.
You did that get away from Dave, that's all.
Yeah.
Well, that was the general idea because I'll get more done while she's away than while she's here.
Yeah.
Like this. This is why Laura had to go away. Because she's going to cry when she gets back.
What are you getting rid of that belongs to her? Oh.
Yeah.
2 bags of shoes and 9 bags of clothes.
Yes.
Toodaloo. Bye-bye. Going.
Yeah,
she
man.
hangs on to that stuff.
Most of that stuff's brand new and never been worn.
Fucking crushed
My
ice.
last wife was like that. When she moved out, she had a walk-in closet, and I would say half of it was all clothes that was still had the tags on it.
Yep.
Hmm.
Got a charity coming tomorrow to collect it. They said they like used clothes. I went, well, don't think you're getting used clothes from here. You're getting new.
Wow. So she's going to be a little pissed, is she?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, does she know you were going to do that?
She knew I was going to sort the clothes out. She didn't realize that many was going.
Oh, so in other words, the shit's about to hit the fan when she comes back.
Well, I'll put it this way. I have 1 vacuum pack of clothes that has been packed. She's still got 5.
Oh, okay.
And that does not include all the ones you're giving away.
No. And it doesn't include the ones she's actually got with her. Because I know that she took 8 pairs of trousers with her or leggings and jeans with her for 5 days. So,
Wow.
So can we, Laura's in the chat. Can we get her commentary on it then?
I'm in the chat.
Laura's in the chat.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, David.
oops.
Oops.
Oopsies.
Laura, we
What
got broken into when they took your clothes.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
took 5 bags of clothes.
Yeah.
9, not 5, 9.
9 bags.
Nine.
Okay.
And the worst bit is they're all folded, so they're really small.
They're folded properly, yeah.
So they don't take up a lot of room. And there's still 9 full bin bags.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Laura, can you film that beating live, please?
Yep. Yep. Live unboxing.
Well, the sad part is that what she knows now what you're up to. She's liable to show up there at the door tonight.
The good news is she's 5.5 hours away on the train.
Oh.
And it will cost her 60 quid to get here. She hasn't got 60 quid.
Mm.
Oh, and the fact that the next train won't be until 7:30 in the morning, which means she won't get back until midday tomorrow afternoon, which by then the guys will have been and taken them.
Mm.
Yeah, you're probably first on the
Hey,
list
Howard.
to stop.
I've told them they need to come as early as possible.
Mm.
Hey, Hot Rod, how you doing? Hot Rod's in the chat.
Not
Yeah.
saying I want to see that ass beating, but I want to see that ass beating, Laura.
Yeah.
What ass beating?
Oh, when she gets back because you gave away all her shit.
That's just the clothes. Wait till I get to the other stuff.
Oh, he's going through all of her stuff.
Well, technically, we're moving out. We're getting kicked out on Monday. It's eviction day.
Monday's the day, huh?
Supposed to be.
Yeah, you don't want to be lugging that stuff all around.
Hmm.
Wow.
You could have a big yard sale.
Yeah.
No, because then you have to wait for people to come and buy it. And I don't want to be sat there listening to somebody go, "You've marked this down at 50p. Would you take 30?"
And what you would say to yourself, David, is, sure, because I was going to get anything for it anyway.
No,
Yeah.
I'll be like, "You can have it for 30 as long as you take the fucking rest of it."
Yeah.
One vision. It's going to pick Laura right now.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job. He lives in the US.
Yeah.
Well, apparently they banded together and they have sent her the 60 quid. I really think they just want to see that.
Yeah, but if she's got 60 quid, she can put it straight into the pot for the storage unit.
How much
There
is
you
that
go.
going to cost you guys a month?
We've got the money for the first 2 months, but now we need to find 360 quid for the removal costs.
For the
For the
moving
whole-
costs?
Yeah, one company quoted us £900.
Holy crap.
I was like, fuck it, the landlord can have it
Hmm.
at that price.
Yeah, moving companies are expensive over here too. They wanted like $1,200 just to move frickin' our shit like 5 miles down the road. I was like, oh hell no.
What's Laura giving away? What are you doing? Go to bed.
If you wanted to move like cross country, man, you'd be paying 3-4 grand easy, if not
Hmm.
more.
Yeah. Awful cost.
Well, that's what you have to factor in too before you move, right? Is it
Yeah.
cheaper to just rebuy the shit or is it cheaper to move it? Because like that's what I was saying. Like if Tim ever decided to move back to the US, it wouldn't be worth him moving all his shit. Like it would be worth him selling it and repurchasing it when he got here.
Just to point out, we're only moving it. The storage unit's only 5 miles away.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying in
But you
general.
don't drive, David.
No. And the removal company wanted 900 quid to move it 5 miles.
Yeah, it's about the same what we were doing.
Just so you're aware, when we moved from North Wales to here 10 years ago, it only cost us £160.
Yeah, well, you're talking 10 years ago too.
Yeah, but
Well-
there was a lot more stuff back then.
Yeah, but
And
you
you
gotta remember
talking
too, inflation costs on
150
everything is
miles.
higher. Yeah, but you guys aren't excluded from the inflation issues everybody else is having. Companies have raised their rates on everything.
Hmm.
We'll put it this way, that removal company will not be used because the next cheapest one was £475 and the cheapest one's 360. There's a massive difference.
Oh, it might be the difference in quality of moving too, way they pack things. Was the 900-pound one a month? Do they like come in and like pack all your dishes for you and everything?
No, they drop the van off, you fill it, and then they come back and take it.
Oh, okay, so it's kind of like the pods over here. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. They drop the pod off at your house, you fill it, then they come pick it up and deliver it to wherever you want.
Yeah, and then the other end, you've got to take it all out again.
You got to get over there and empty the pot out, or they charge you extra.
Yeah.
Mm.
But the £360 guy is two guys, two vans, and they will come and they will help move it into the van, and then they will take it to the other end and help move it out of there into the storage unit and make sure it's all stacked perfectly and securely.
Wow, is that the one
Well,
you're using?
Well, let me ask you something, David. Is the one with the two guys, is that more of a mom and pop business than an actual corporation?
No, it's two removal companies. They both give us individual quotes of £300 each. And then they realized they could, by working together, they could do it a lot quicker and do it in one run.
Mm. Yeah, we have a
Oh, they worked
we
it
have
out.
one called the man with a van.
That's what that's what they're both called, man with van.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah, but the way that
I'm
they
wondering if
use,
it's the same one they do we have down here. A man with a van. Yeah.
well, what I'm saying is if the two guys sat there and worked it out, I'm wondering if they're the business owner and they just do it themselves. Because the pod thing you're talking about, that almost sounds like a big corporation that would
It-
deliver,
it's
you
a
know,
company called Jenkins.
Okay.
because there's a lot of small mom and pop movers around here too.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
are-
We've got a couple of those here.
Well,
But don't-
one of the more popular ones is 2 men in a truck.
Well, that's also
okay.
a big corporation as well. But
Yeah,
what I'm
big
saying is
corporation.
the small mover guys, they can wheel and deal with you, where the big corporations, and that's it. Like you either pay it or you don't.
Yeah, because we've got the larger corporations.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
wondering if, yeah, that's why I was wondering
Mm.
if the ones David were talking to are little smaller guys, because they seem to have worked out their own little side deal.
Oh, we've also worked it out.
Hey,
We've got someone that can drive a van, and we can actually hire a van for £100 for the day.
JDS 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You just pay £250 deposit. And as long as you don't crash the van, you get it back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I got to get a refill.
But the problem is
Okay, you do
you
that.
can't have a license, and Laura doesn't have one, right?
No, we've got someone that will drive it. It's just whether it's worthwhile us doing it all. But that's still £350 that you have to find up front.
Mm.
Did you ever have your license, or was this something that came on later in life and then you ended up losing it?
No, never had a license.
Oh, wow.
Because on my first driving lesson, you know, the one where you sit in the car and they show you the gear stick?
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah. And he says, I want you to move it slightly up the road. Yeah. The car jerked and he was like, no, you're not doing it right. And then he looks at me, he was like, oh God, you're having a seizure.
Yeah.
Oh, was that when you figured out you were having seizures or what?
No, but I had them before that.
Oh, you were just trying to get
Good
your
point.
license?
Yeah. Because the
point.
rules back then were
One visit.
different. You see, technically, I can go for my license if I don't have a seizure for 6 months.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Dustin.
But every time I have a seizure, a new 6 months.
I'm going to say I'd like the 2 girls, 1 truck at least.
Well, right now, David, how long are you in between seizures? Or how much time?
About 7 hours.
Oh,
Mm,
no, I don't want you behind any mechanical.
exactly.
Can you imagine him in a warehouse driving a forklift? Oh my God!
I could see him doing a wrecking ball though.
Yeah.
He'd wake up and the
I
whole
used to-
damn building would be demolished and don't even remember it.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but I used to work in a warehouse, and I used to tip a full articulated lorry in 8 minutes. Used to piss the drivers off, no end.
Yeah.
They'd go, I'm just going to the canteen and get some food so I can sit in my cab and have a break while you unload. And then they come back and I'd go, it's empty. And they'd be like, yeah, because now you've got to get it off the bay. And once you take it off the bay, the company know you've moved. And they want you back on the road.
Is owning a car over there expensive?
Yes.
Well, I would imagine you guys don't all have big garages and driveways, do you?
Yeah, we have garages over here.
But in town, like on those cobblestone streets, I didn't see any lot of extra space. Like the houses were pretty close together.
You're talking like the cobbled. We don't really have cobbled streets anymore, unless you're watching Coronation Street.
Okay.
I
Well,
think he's watching for the stereotypes.
But yes, there are some cobbled streets up north, but most houses will have a garage. If they don't have one at the front of the house, they'll either have one round the back, or the council will have rows of them somewhere that you can hire one.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a cobble road in St. Cloud, and it feels like you're driving a marital aid when you go down it.
Yeah,
It's like
we have those streets here too.
Yeah.
and the whole truck shakes like a motherfucker when you're going
Tim,
down
I can't smoke any pot because if I did, none of this packing would get done.
it.
Laura come back and I go, done it, dear, done it.
The ADS wants to send David a drone to fly when he's having a seizure.
You don't want it. You don't want your drone back then.
Remember to videotape it, he says.
Sounds like my doctor. He says to Laura, when David has a seizure, don't help him. Sit there and record him.
Wow.
As
That's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, as you all know, that's nearly impossible to do. You're not going to sit there and watch somebody have a seizure and not help them.
Yeah, exactly.
And could you imagine me having one in the middle of the street and Laura gets a camera out and starts recording it instead of helping me?
Yeah. And put it on TikTok.
And she's telling all the bystanders, stand back. Stand back.
I need to put this on TikTok.
Mm.
This is a TikTok exclusive.
Put some catchy song over
Yeah.
it. Laura said, David, you didn't tell me you had a fit today.
Yeah, no, I'm just answering her.
Well, he got
Realize
that.
I actually have seizures quite often in the night. You honestly think I'm going to go and wake her up and say, Laura, I've just had a seizure, back to bed?
Yeah.
I'm used to them.
Yep, I'd agree with that, Tim.
Yeah, but what do you really do when somebody has a seizure, David? Like, what does Laura actually do for you? Does she just hold you up, or like what's the procedure to
Right.
help somebody?
She's got to make sure I'm not swallowing my tongue.
Okay.
That's the first.
Yeah.
But also, she's got to make sure I don't bite my tongue.
Yep.
Because they're the two ways you can die. If you bite your tongue, you bleed to death. And if you swallow your tongue, you choke.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
but how does she keep you from doing that, though? Because obviously she wouldn't want.
because
to
you
put her
have
fingers
you
in
have
her
to
mouth,
put the
right?
person in the recovery position.
Right, but she wouldn't want to put her fingers in your mouth.
Fetal position?
No, you put a pen, a solid pencil, or something that wouldn't easily break. They actually have seizure sticks now that you can use to put in people's mouths to stop the teeth grinding.
We used to have in the ambulance, those wooden sticks that they put in your tongue? You have 3 of them together with tape all around it like that, and that's what you used to put in their mouth.
Yeah. And then she would obviously put me in the recovery position and move. because unfortunately, when I come out of a seizure,
You come out swinging.
if I don't recognize who's there, I tend to lash out. And she's made that mistake before. She touched my leg once and I kicked her. And that's why I don't sleep in the bedroom anymore. So I sleep on my own. Not
I'll be
doing
back.
that again. What the hell's that going past, Paul?
That's a ship. Not a very well taken care of ship.
That's what I was thinking. I couldn't work out whether it was full of graffiti.
No,
or
it's
like,
rusty. It's rusty.
Hey, look at the lineup of trucks going into Canada.
That's the American Spirit. Yep. Trucks are all lined up on the bridge going into Canada.
it's the American Spirit. And what they're trying to say is, American Spirit's rusty.
Yeah. American Steamship Corporation.
I'm surprised it's still floating.
Oh, well, the steel on that's pretty thick, but they don't take care of the ships the way they used to, because you got bean counters now, bean counting everything, saying, well, why do we need to paint the ship? It's all right, you know.
And then the ship sinks and they go, oh, we should have painted that.
Yeah, but there's an environmental hazard of paint.
Yeah.
What?
When they go to paint a ship anymore, it used to. I remember as a kid going down, they'd be hanging over the side of the ship on planks, painting up and down the ship. And not anymore.
Don't they have like docks where they can sail the ship in and then lift it out and spray it?
I think about the only place they can really paint the ships nowadays is in dry dock.
Mm.
I don't think they can paint them over the water now. They're
No, probably not. But if you could have it where it's sailed over a certain, like, you know, like you do with a car, you drive it onto a ramp, you sail it over to that point, and once it's there, this thing lifts it up out of the water, spray paint it, because painting as well also gives you the chance to make sure there's no problems.
We live in a mechanical age. Why doesn't somebody have great big paint rollers that go along the ship as it's going by, paints it, and doesn't
Valid
drop
point.
a thing, you know?
Yeah. Interesting thought, though.
You know, just rollers. They don't have to spray
Yeah.
it, roll it. And it's self-feeding rollers, you know, just
Yeah. Yeah. Be very interesting.
because they go into the locks, right? And just paint down to the water line and just
Yeah.
have one of those on each side of the ship and just go for it, you know?
Mm.
car wash going through.
Yeah.
Well, Paul, I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna go out and lay down and have a little nap. I've been going all day today.
Okay. All right, buddy.
Okay, Paul.
Just kind of whipped. So
Catch you later, Paul.
yeah, we'll talk to you guys later. Yep, we'll see you.
Mm.
And then there was 4. Laura's giving me a lecture in text.
Yeah. Uh, Jody.
Hey, Jody. Well, we have more football controversy tonight.
Oh, no. What happened?
Well, you know, we had the punch up last week.
Yep.
Well, the FA have decided that Swansea City, the team that caused it, will not face any further action. But Preston North End and the players will. Nothing biased there, I guess. And then Blackburn Rovers were playing Burnley tonight at home. They're arch rivals. Burnley won the game and won the title.
Oh my God, watch.
If you're going to win the title, winning at your rivals is a real good place to do it.
Have you guys seen this movie scene right here? Let's watch.
Oh, you don't take a swing at my hair. You little fucker.
The press is all there.
Yeah.
Look at him. Holy shit, the guy says.
Oh my God.
That's funny.
I'm guessing he's not.
That'd be the end of your political career right there. That'd be like perfect timing though. Somebody goes to punch you and you duck and you accidentally punch a baby. Oh, that looks so bad.
Not good for the baby, though.
No. Not at all. Yeah, I my drones, I'm not looking to buy any more drones, but some people are. I mean, it's like Dre was talking about getting the newest Mavic 3.
Well, what I've heard a couple people are interested in the chats that I've been in. But for the most part, everybody has already purchased some version of the Mavic 3 already. And they either just don't have the money because it's a lot, or they just don't feel like they need to go out and buy another one.
Rod.
Well, who do we know that has a Mavic 3?
Chuck,
Chuck has one?
there's a whole bunch of people actually, surprisingly. There's quite a few of them. I think Ray Kelly has one.
Yeah, he won his at Spin Up.
Yeah, he got his like right at
Hey,
the very
Rod,
release of
How you
it.
doing?
Not too bad. I'm poor. After
Oh,
this
you
morning,
bought a drone.
I bought the Pro. I didn't have the Mavic 3. I don't have a Mini 3 either. So
Well done.
as soon as the rumors went off this morning that it was gonna
I'd agree with you, Laura.
support the goggles and the motion controller, I was like, okay, I'm in. I really want to fly my camera drone with the goggles and the motion controller.
There you go.
Actually, I'm waiting from Sean Air Photography to post his video.
Yeah.
He put the firmware update for the Mini 3 Pro, which has the support for the goggles and the motion controller,
Yeah.
and then said, okay, I'm gonna go out and fly it. And I'm waiting for him to post this video from flying it to see how it functions with the goggles and the motion controller.
Well, see, and I understand why Rod bought it, right? Because he doesn't have any version. But like Joe said, I'm happy with the original, but I'm like curious being able to fly with the goggles now. But is that a big enough thing to want to go either buy another one or trade it in for another one? Or
AZ
could
said
be.
he has the big one. Yep.
well, that's all I'm asking Joe if he feels like he would, like just from that.
It could be, Justin. And there's one thing that they could do with it that the Avata does that you can do with the goggles and the motion controller. And if they implement the same thing on the Mavic 3, holy shit, I am all in and sold, and I may only fly that drone besides the Avata. Head tracking. So if they implement the head tracking and it works like the Avata, where to keep the drone and the camera on and looking wherever you're looking, holy cow, a Micro Four Thirds where you could just look around. The beautiful part about that on the Avata is it keeps the drone pointed at your target wherever you're looking, kind of thing. The hardest thing to do and I'll give you the example that I do. And in fact, I just posted a video today, although it went up yesterday. Trying to film surfers, right? One of the hardest parts about trying to film surfers is when they get up and, you know, you're buzzing around, you kind of never know exactly which guy is going to get up and, you know, then one guy get up on the wave. And it's really hard on a regular camera drone to sort of whip the drone around and keep the nose of the drone on the target as it's moving, kind of thing. It's not exactly a really natural kind of thing to do to keep that thing pointed at a moving target. You know, we're all pretty good at standing there and, okay, it's a big honking ship. That's one thing. It's a big target, and that's not hard to hit, kind of thing. But about a smaller target, a guy on a surfboard whipping around at a pretty good speed is hard to sort of keep the drone on target. So with
Well, it's
head
more
tracking,
unpredictable too.
yeah, completely unpredictable. You have no which way, you have no idea which way the guy's going to break. And they'll go back and forth and up and down. It's kind of all over the place. So if they implement that head tracking with the Mavic 3 Pro, that would just be
Now,
killer.
is the head tracking just the drone moving, or would you be able to move the camera with your head?
So with the Avata, it's obviously the camera's not gimbaled, so the drone rotates to keep the camera.
Yeah.
So you could fly forward. If you're flying forward and you look left, the drone will spin left, but it'll still keep moving forward. So it kind of goes into this right bank to keep going the direction it was, but it literally will turn the drone to keep it on target. So they could kind of potentially implement it either way, since it's a gimbaled camera on that thing, right? They could do like they do with the Avata. And they may put the drone into FPV mode, which locks the gimbal, and they may just rotate the drone. And that would, I'd be okay with that. That wouldn't hurt my feelings terribly bad.
I think it would be cool if they allowed the camera to move, but then if
Yes.
you moved beyond the visual point of where the
that it
camera
would
can
turn the
move,
drone.
then it turns the drone.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
It's just a matter of software for them to do, right? It's not now that they've got it connected and they've done it with the other drone, there's no reason they couldn't do it. Might not do it initially, so you know, the enhancements to making that whole system work. But if they implement head tracking, that would be freaking awesome.
It'd be badasses if they
Although
actually-
it'll work with the Mavic. Here's the other part of it though. It's going to work with the Mavic 3. So if you have a Mavic 3, it's going to work with the Mavic 3 as well. It's the same firmware because it's the same platform, flying.
You know, it'd be
platform.
badass if they built a drone where a little 360 camera could pop out of the bottom of it.
So that's what Sean from Air Photography was testing this morning. He's tested his Mini 3 Pro with the goggles and the motion controller. It's just a firmware update to connect it. So that's why I'm kind of sitting around kind of going, hey, Sean, where's your video?
Yep.
I really want to hear his experience, what kind of control he had, what they did with it, all that kind of stuff to sort of see what the difference is going to be between flying an Avata with that and flying the camera drone with that. And what limitations there might be there, well, from day one that they can obviously fix or improve later.
But yeah, it's that would be interesting though. I think if allowing the camera to move to your movement,
But you can't
and then-
fly. My understanding is you can't fly with the goggles and the RC. So it's goggles and motion controller or RC only.
Oh, okay.
What the hell's the difference?
You have the two sticks and more buttons on the remote control than you do on the motion controller.
Yeah, but still, what's the difference? I play video games with a controller with 20 buttons on it. The entire time I'm playing a video game.
Well,
Because you
if
get
you've
to
got
know
the
your
if you
controller.
got the goggles on, how would you use the sticks then? That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, that's kind of another piece. You'd have to. Well, I mean, you could, but it's more intuitive to use that motion controller.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I get it, but
That's how I see it.
I think they should still give you the option because I could easily have a pair of goggles on and fly with a controller with 30 buttons on it if I know that controller well enough.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
yeah, no,
ever have to look
You
I'm
at
gotta
not,
it.
memorize the controller, yeah.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing with you.
I think you should have the
Good night,
option to
Laura.
do either one.
Right now, they don't. I imagine at some point, they can probably take that limitation out. There's probably no reason.
I mean,
With one exception. If they've implemented the head tracking only works with the motion controller.
Mm.
So they'd have to do monkey with something in the software to take some of the things out that are tied only to the motion controller.
Good night,
even the
Laura.
Goggles.
She's going to bed.
Huh, interesting.
So I suppose one,
Speak to you tomorrow.
Well, Laura,
so I didn't wind up buying the thing with the RC Pro. I bought the 2199, which is the one that comes with the RC. It's not the Fly More package.
Go to bed.
I didn't want the Fly More package for one. I never use the freaking charger that comes with those packages. I always go to Amazon and I buy the chargers that are hand tuck or something. I don't know. There's a couple of brands out there. Anyways, they will charge all the batteries simultaneously, which the ones
Not
coming from
individual wires.
not
Hold on.
yeah,
There
yeah.
we go.
Where DJI
Justin's
and
gonna count all
Autel
20
will only charge one battery
One at a time.
Okay, I'm gonna explain this to Tim because he's confused.
Okay.
So, on your D-pad, that's 4 buttons. Each one
Yeah,
of these
okay.
joysticks is a button too. You can press down on it.
Yeah,
Then you have
Yeah.
your 4 buttons here. You have your 4 here. You have your 4 back here, and then you have your. You can set these ones. You can program these buttons, these 4 down here to do what you want. So actually,
so
there's
that's
20. There's 21 on here, I think.
Okay,
So obviously each joystick has its own movement ability as well.
Hmm.
But if you press down on the joysticks, they're actually a button as well. You can press
Ah.
straight down on them.
so that's
anyways.
so that's over 20.
Yes.
So I got the 2199, just the RC, because I didn't want the Fly More package
Yeah.
because one, I don't use the bag either. I always order a hard case because I like the hard shell cases because they're waterproof. You can get them as waterproof, right? So don't need
Yep.
the bag, don't need their charger. And well, hell, it's only $19 for an extra set of props. Whoopee, I could
Mhm.
buy that separate. So the only thing I really need out of the Fly More kit, honestly, 2 things, 2 batteries and the filters. So I don't know if you can,
David.
I don't know if you can buy the filters separate right at the moment. I didn't go look. I'm not terribly worried about having the filters
Control the
from like
wars.
day one. As we all know, Polar Pro and Freewell will, I'm sure, release their filters for that damn drone too. Soon.
Yes, and David does have the best controller out of all 3 of us because he has the customizable. It's the Xbox Elite controller.
The
Those
Elite,
are
the Xbox Elite is fucking unreal.
Those are
Yeah.
very nice controllers. David's
I-
got all of them.
I get them cheap,
Yeah.
or I get a
Be like-
discount.
This one's similar to an Elite because it has the mappable buttons on the bottom,
Mm,
but it's not an Elite controller by any means. This is about a $30 controller.
mm.
But for the price of it, it's a really good controller. And then I have the regular Xbox controller, but this one doesn't have any mappable buttons. But on the Elites, you can like change out the joysticks. You have the 4 mappable buttons, like, and just the quality when you hold an Elite controller in your hand compared to like a normal Xbox controller, you can feel the difference in quality. You can tell that's a premium product.
What's the difference in price, Justin?
Your standard, if you can get a used Elite controller, probably 120, 130 bucks. I don't know. Let me see how much they're going for on Amazon. I want to say they're around 200.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I forget
I
what
don't
they
know
are.
they were coming out with a new version of it. I don't know if they.
Yeah,
came
there
out-
is. There's a V2.
Let me see.
So anyways, I need to order a couple of batteries and the charger. And find somebody with the case,
Ooh.
because the camera sticks out a bit further with the Pro than the original 3. So I don't know if there's any cases. I mean, you could probably cut the foam a little bit if you have a Mavic 3 case, just to make sure that it fits kind of thing. but
But that's actually not a bad price there, 108 for series 2.
no, that's a good price.
What's the difference between the one right below it, 151? That's a series.
It's probably just the color. It's probably a more popular color. I'm assuming, I don't know. I haven't looked into these things in a while.
Because the
Is
white
it?
one,
But see, like the colors can make a difference in price though, too.
okay.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I think we have customizable ones that you could order too.
But yeah, the white one's probably the less popular one, so they sell it cheaper. And then you got your all black, but see, you have those customizable pads underneath right
Mm.
there. And you
Mm.
can remap those buttons if you want. But what's cool about the one that I have, actually, like I said, for I paid for the black one,
Good boy.
it has a turbo button on it, which is really cool. So like in a game, if you have to continuously press A to run,
Good boy.
you can turn the turbo button on and you can just hold A. And then your character will just keep running, so you don't have to sit there and do a continuous tap on it.
Mm.
It's called turbo mode, but it can help you in certain games where you don't have to sit there and press the button continuously.
You know, I should probably reach out to Dobo. One of the things about the motion controller 2, just the feel of it versus the one, and I think it's because of the reversible trigger and that anyways. I need a bigger grip. I need something that will actually be about an inch away, add about an inch more thickness
Mhm.
to get my hand in a slightly more comfortable position on that motion controller. So I think some of those 3D printing guys need to
Mhm.
there are these rubberized things that you can put them in. They're on Amazon, but they don't really add enough thickness to it and I don't need it to wrap. I just need it like a grip to sort of, so I can keep my hand, my big paw, not so cramped up on the trigger,
Mm.
right?
Okay, so David's saying that one doesn't come with any of the case or the extra joysticks and all that. That's why it's so cheap.
Oh, got
That's
it.
an extra $75 if you get all the extra shit for it.
Yeah,
That
because you
makes
can
sense.
change out the D-pads and sticks and levers and all
I've
that kind
held
of
it
good
one
stuff.
the original Xbox Elite controller in my hand, and I mean, you can tell the difference in quality.
Anyways, Paul, you need a Mavic 3 Pro. That 3X telezoom would be like great for you flying the boats.
Yeah.
The
Thanks.
problem is,
No, thanks.
the problem is Paul doesn't use any
I
of
don't
the.
use all the stuff on them.
He doesn't use
I just
Spotlight,
straight
Follow
fly.
Me, nothing.
Yeah, I know. I got it. No, I'm kind of
What's-
same.
Well, what scares me, Rod, is if Paul figured out the Follow Me mode and locked onto a boat, I think he would freak out and that damn thing would follow that boat out into the ocean before he'd figure
Maybe.
out how to turn it off.
Yeah, maybe. He'd have to wait till RTH brought it back to him.
Well, the one thing and that's the one thing Paul's really good at because, most people would do the Spotlight mode on those boats, right? And let the drone kind of do its own whip around on it.
Sure.
Paul does it all freehand, and that's not easy to do even on a
Mm.
slow moving target like that. Keep
Yeah.
it nice and steady.
No,
That's-
agreed. That is a challenge.
I mean, just doing freehand around a stationary target, it takes some practice.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Trying to chase the surfers, right? It's like, it's hard. That's where the head tracking for sure.
Now, boat chases, those are pretty easy if they're just going in a straight line. You just get behind them and haul ass.
Well, yeah.
Those aren't hard to do, but like going around stuff freehand, that takes some
Mm.
practice. Cause even me trying to go around a water tower, it took me 20, 30 rotations around that thing before I finally got a nice
Yeah.
smooth around. And that was just a stationary water tower. It wasn't even moving. And it
That's
took
the
me some
trick.
time.
That's the trick I got to, and I haven't done too much flying since I got that motion controller too, is the trick of turning and tilting with the joystick on the motion controller too, to sort of create that effect where you're yawing and turning at the same time, kind of thing, to do a circle around something. So I need to go do a bunch of practicing.
All right, guys, I'm off at 6:20, so I'm gonna jump off.
Okay.
Okay, Justin.
I got 2 people I gotta train tomorrow to read meters, so. I got 2 of the temporary people starting tomorrow, so.
This is a meter. This is the number. Write it down. Job's done.
And that's as easy
Exactly.
as it is. Unless it's one of the old barrel meters, and then those are a pain in the ass because you have to read them backwards and the dials are completely fucked on those things. But they only run across one of those for every like 500 meters they do. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. What the hell was that?
That was wifey, I think.
Oh yeah.
That was trippy as hell. I thought it was like some background.
Like
he had
she,
going.
like she walked from the horizon.
Yeah.
Someone's walking on water.
Jesus has just arrived.
Jesus has arrived. It's the second coming.
I'll see y'all later.
Okay, Justin.
No, chasing a boat, I'd rather use the spotlight thing and just let it keep the drone targeted and, well, just do the speed myself at that point. That way I can be lazy.
know,
I only
Ron,
have-
I'm getting-
that way I can be lazy. You only have to use
I'm
one
getting
stick.
so old and decrepit that the last boat I did yesterday, I forgot to hit the record button.
Happens from time to time.
So then I just went on down and did the loop down river. So, but it's not the same as when it's under the bridge, you know?
Yeah.
Does the bridge mess with you much with interference?
No, not generally, no. I did lose an Air 2S underneath the bridge in a heavy fog, but I don't know why.
Yeah, well, fog can screw with things.
DJI doesn't know why either. Heavy fog, great big cruise ship, and it had all the electronics and everything going as it was going up the lake. And I was on the far side of it.
Oh,
I lost it.
I can wager a guess. You said
And
cruise.
I tried to walk down the walkway a little ways to see if I couldn't reconnect to it. No.
Yeah, you said cruise ship, right?
Yep.
You know how much Wi-Fi
Oh
they
yeah.
have coming on? They have coming on. It
probably,
it
yeah.
had to be interference of something Wi-Fi.
And it was
off
this
of the- off of
it
the
was the
ship.
maiden cruise. It was the maiden cruise on the Great Lakes.
Yeah, its Wi-Fi was stronger than your Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So that's probably what
Yeah.
happened.
Because what you saw was I was coming up the other side of the ship like I normally do, because then I go around the bow and come back.
Yeah.
Going up the ship, and you could just barely make the bridge as the bridge come through the fog a little bit, and lost connection.
Yeah.
And then,
Keep in mind they have Wi-Fi routers freaking
Yeah.
all over that ship
Mm.
so that they can have internet connectivity for their guests
right,
all over the ship. So God only knows how much noise was coming off of that thing, both in
Somebody-
2.4 and 5 gigahertz.
Somebody
band.
switched their laptop on and this drone hit the portal. The port window.
No, he got far enough. He got far enough away that his power was less than the
less than theirs. Yep.
less than theirs, and theirs.
And
won.
what I said, because mistake number one, when you're going underneath the bridge, don't set the return to home to 150 feet when the
Oh yeah,
when the bridge
exactly.
is only 100 feet.
yeah.
Don't-
So I think what it did was it triggered the loss. You know what it does? It hovers for a minute or two,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it went up, and it has the sensors on top, and it either smacked the bridge or it sensors until it ran out of battery.
Air 2 or Air 2S?
Air 2S. So
Okay.
it went down and went into the water, because when I went to hit find my drone, there was a little red dot in the middle of the river.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. But I'm sure it was the Wi-Fi off the
Oh, yeah.
the cruise ship that just overpowered.
Yep.
Your
And with
controller.
the fog magnifying it and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the fog would have messed with all the
Visual
sensors.
sensors.
Yep.
Yeah, it would have screwed them all to hell. So, I like fog, but I like flying above fog.
Mm.
I think the person operating that camera's got a delivery and it's on that truck.
Yeah, that's not a boat.
He's following that truck, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the drone's supposed to show up by May 9th. We'll see whether it shows up.
Oh,
early.
today?
May 9th.
Oh, May. I thought you said midnight.
Like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Now, keep in mind, I got in the first batch because that everybody that ordered first, that was their delivery dates. And historically, it's always kind of showed up early.
Okay.
Well, we shall see. I have the page up with my order details. It says to be shipped as of like 9:06 this morning, 6 minutes after it went live. And it hasn't shipped yet. So
You keep
tomorrow
hitting
morning,
F5,
I'll be able
don't
to
you?
look. Tomorrow morning, I'll be able to look and see whether they shipped it.
Yep. And then you'll be hitting F5 refresh every 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing of it is, well, I'll order the batteries and the charger tomorrow, just so they're here. They're here. You know, I don't think I need more than 3 batteries. I mean, the thing, it's rated at 43. I heard some people talking today. They're getting about 33 minutes of flight total out of it. So I guess technically, given what I saw in the charger, that it's going to take an hour and a half to charge a battery.
Mm.
I guess I need 4 batteries.
Yep.
Because by the time you finish the 4th one, the first one would be charged again.
Yeah.
So I'll
that's
start
how
with
you
I'll start
calculate
with
it.
3 and see how it goes.
Yeah, that's how you would calculate
Yeah,
how long it charges to how long you fly.
yeah, exactly.
Tim Jackson's asking how much does it cost over there? What did you pay for it?
Oh, so I got the base package, which is $21.99, which is the drone with the RC, not the RC Pro, and not the Flymore package. Like I said,
Okay.
I'd probably throw out like half the Flymore package anyways, because I don't like their charger, I don't like their bags. And I'd probably rather have Freewell filters than DJI filters.
Mm.
So, I mean, they're basically charging you $800 for the Flymore kit, which is basically 4 batteries. Well, 3.5 batteries, roughly the cost of 3.5 batteries. I only need the 2 batteries. And I want the charger that charges them all at the same time, not the one that only charges one at a time, which is what DJI does. Alltels does the same thing. It only charges 1 battery at a time. That's why I always buy the aftermarket chargers. They have the circuitry in them to charge each battery separately and independently.
Yeah, 3,099 here.
Yes.
For just the 3 Pro and the RC. I've just looked it up.
Wow. Yeah, it's $21.99 with the 3 Pro and the RC, and it's essentially $2,900 with the Flymore kit.
Yeah, Flymore kit $41.99 here.
Yeah, it's like 29 something with the
Yeah.
Flymore kit.
Yeah, when you add everything
And then
up,
basically 3,700 with the RC Pro.
yeah, and as I said, when you add everything up, all the accessories, $8,566 for every accessory for it. on the
Yeah, but that's
DJI
goggles
website.
and motion controller too.
Yeah,
The goggles,
motion controller, wide angle
that's
lens.
$700
top
just for those 2
guards.
items.
Yeah. Yeah. The motion combo is $12.29 here.
Yeah, it's only like 700 here, so.
Yeah,
It's
Aussie money.
879 for the drone over here. Extra 200 for the fly more combo, but the goggles are 900 quid.
Yep, 12.29. That's Australian dollars. I
Robbie
can
Block.
share it. No.
Yeah, I found.
It's 3,099 for the Pro and the DJI RC. That's a very that's the basic one they've got on there. That's the Pro model. But yeah, if you get if you got everything, which would be awesome to have everything.
Nah.
I'm going overboard. if it's
Oh,
worth doing, it's
Dominic
worth
going
overdoing.
overboard. Make sure you put your life vest on before going overboard. Thank you.
Exactly. But no, if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing.
Yeah, okay, got it. So, you know, will I wind up with the RC Pro someday? Probably. But you know what my game plan is on the RC Pro? And I already looked it up. They have them on Amazon for just over $1,000. It's 1,049 for a renewed version of that RC Pro. Basically, it's $200 off, which is basically what they're giving you with the bundled package is basically $200 off that RC Pro. So,
Hey, Rod, I'm gonna play that video for you.
which video? Oh, you're the one you crashed?
Yes.
Hey, you can play my latest video.
Screen
We'd-
share.
We'd be here for 49 minutes and something because it's that
Oh,
long.
no. There we go.
I'll just say I got lazy, Paul. I took all the video that had of my surfers. I have no idea which surfers, who and what and everything. I just took it all, changed it all together and stuck it out there and said, here you go. Here's all of it. Oh yeah. That thing would have Wi-Fi all over the bloody thing. And let me guess, you're on the other side.
No, right now I'm on the same side. This is
You're on the
I'm
same side.
standing on the
Okay.
US side. That's Canada over there.
Okay, got it. Yeah,
No.
there's Wi-Fi coming off that ship like mad.
Yeah, you can see all their little antennas.
Look at all the domes.
Yeah, exactly.
Dome.
They're not
Waste
golf,
form.
golf balls.
Must have just been the angle.
Yeah. Now he's behind it. Then he's gonna
Yeah,
go on
that's
the
the
other
distance.
side.
Yeah, and you'll be able to pick out a little bit. There's the pilot boat going up.
Yeah.
You'll be able to pick
Okay.
out the bridge basic.
Now your controller is starting to get overridden.
Look at all the Wi-Fi pods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. No doubt, without a doubt.
You can just barely see the image of the bridges. Right there, see it?
Yep.
There's the two of them.
And now you're up by the front where the radar thing is.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, you've got that on the.
It must have been a combination of the bridge
Yeah,
and the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, the bridge and the Wi-Fi. And the boat
Just
being
too
between,
much for it.
and too much metal on the boat between you and it.
Yeah.
How'd you get the footage? Or was that recorded off your
That was recorded on the controller.
controller?
shame you didn't get the bit where it goes into the water.
Mm.
Watch it go down and the shark comes past.
You know, that was the problem when my Avata crashed and burned and got wet. That file got corrupted. So I got the goggle recording. I haven't looked at it to super triple confirm that I hit the fishing pole, but I'm certain I hit the guy's fishing pole. That's what took the drone down. It happens.
That was it, huh?
Mm.
The guy was walking under the pier, and I went under the pier, and I went the same section that he did. Just didn't realize because, well, he was under the pier in the shade, so you couldn't see the fishing pole.
Mm.
I wasn't flying directly. I'd have been better if I'd have flew right over top of his head. I probably wouldn't have hit the fishing pole. He was
See what, see
it was
what
big
Joe,
and tall, so he's carrying it at an angle.
do you see what Joe put in the chat? He says, why I broke down and went to the dark side and bought the Avata Explorer Fly More combo. He gives them the Fly Avata Integra goggles and the motion controller to use with the Mini 3 Pro and
Yep.
the Mavic 3, all
Yep.
for $1,800.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, for the folks that don't have the Avata, there's going to be a lot of them. They're going to buy the Avata now, just so they have guys that have the Mini 3 Pro or Mavic 3 already.
Hmm.
And because of all the talk about the Avata, and I'm telling you, it's just a freaking fun drone to have. There'll be people that don't have the Avata that are going to buy the Avata now, just so they have the motion controller and the goggles to fly with the drone they do have.
I gotta pitch some peanuts right back.
Okay.
DJI is going to make a bunch of money out of this.
Mm. Yep.
So, like I said, I'm waiting for Sean from Air Photography to post his video.
The only problem is though, they're releasing a new drone in a month's time.
Yeah, there'll be another one.
They seem to be releasing a
The next thing that should be coming is an Air 3.
Yeah, I'm trying to think it's probably between August and November, I reckon.
No, it should have been April. They've always done the
Oh,
Air.
okay.
They've done the last two Airs have the Air 2 and the Air 2S were both released in.
Yeah,
well,
we're
more
both in
drone.
April, but I do think because they went the pro route in April, I think they'll.
Yeah.
they'll
I don't
keep
know.
it for a
I don't
couple
know why.
months.
I'm not sure why you need one when there's a Mavic 3 Classic.
Yeah,
but the
For the
release.
price difference between an Air 3 and a Mavic 3 Classic, I think I'd just go with the Mavic 3 Classic.
mm,
As I was about to say, they release more DJI drones now than Samsung released phones.
No. I would disagree with that. Samsung's doing at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 models a year at least.
Hmm.
You got the S23, the S23 Plus, the S23 Ultra. You
Yeah, but
got
they all come
the
together.
fold. You got the fold, the flip, and then
The fold and flip come together,
and the FE.
and then you got the A's.
Yes. So they do at least 6 a year.
They
6
do
phones.
four. They only do four release dates.
mm.
But it's at least 6 phones.
Oh, it's more than that.
Yeah. Because there's multiple A's that they release. So. But what you're seeing and what you're going to sort of continue to see is, and I've said this for a while, drones have hit that point that computers hit first, and then now mobile phones have hit for
Yep.
sure. Where what do you put in them that is of any real meaning?
Yeah.
And
Like Justin said, what needs to happen now is you need to have 2 cameras, both 360, downwards, upwards.
so the one thing they need to do, and because I watch the camera channels, because I keep watching the camera channels and the camera tech, looking for what
Yep.
the hell are they going to put into drones, or what should they be putting into drones. And the one thing that they need to put into the drones that would be utterly killer for us.
Rocket launch.
No, stacked BSI stack sensors.
Mm.
What they need
They're
to
higher dynamic range and massively better in low light than anything that we have. Even
Yeah.
even the 4/3 Mavic 3.
But I also think that battery technology must change.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
but that's
trying
true
to
of
say.
every device.
They really need to improve the battery life on a drone. You need to be able to get a drone up there for at least 2 hours.
Yeah, so Samsung, here's something that may be showing up in the Samsung 24. I just read the article yesterday. So Samsung has come up with some new tech about how they pack the stuff into the battery, and build the battery that they're going to should be able to, in the exact same size battery, get at least 10% more power, or pack in 10% more power.
10% is nothing.
Yeah, 10% would be another 3 minutes.
Yeah, but it's 10% we didn't have.
Oh, I'm not denying that. But there has to be some sort of, breakthrough technology
What's
where
the
they can fit
MAH on a
more
drone?
electrons in there.
So the next change, and
Can I
you
just
can
ask?
go
What is-
look at EcoFlow, because EcoFlow just released a new version 2 of all their power adapters, and
Yeah,
it uses LiPo Fe
yeah,
iron that holds a lot more and takes a lot more charges.
mm,
So
Well,
that's kind of the next big breakthrough coming with batteries.
That's the next step. The
What-
longevity.
what's the MA?
of
Yeah,
the
but what's
battery
the
as well.
MAH on a drone battery?
So they do, because of the FAA flight requirements here in the
Mm.
US for batteries, they have to keep them under 100 watt hours
Yep.
total. That's
I'm pretty
a
sure it's the same here.
hard legal limit that they stay under.
Yeah.
So that you can
I'm
take the
pretty sure
batteries
it's the
onto the
same
plane.
here. I think 100 is the
Yeah, it's probably
Standard.
worldwide. It's probably worldwide. So 100 watt hours. That's their limit.
So what's that in MAH?
So obviously it's with MAH and voltage, right? So on the Autel Evo 2 Pro, it's got a 7100 milliamp, and with its voltage, it's at like 82 total watt hours on that battery. I think is what it is the way the math works out on that one. So probably a 9,000 is close to
So
that.
they're slightly higher than a mobile phone battery, but mobile phone batteries are smaller.
Yeah, mobile phone batteries are different, whereas I think most of them are 18650s. I'm going by what's in the Mini, but I think the larger Air 2, Air 2S have, I think, the bigger ones.
So the Samsung S23 Ultra, and it's true for the S22 Ultra because they use the exact same battery, is 5,000 milliamps.
Yeah.
Is the size of the battery in that phone.
Yeah, I think our iPhones are either 5 or 5.5.
I thought they were 7500s now.
I can only go with what's in Apple.
I don't think that's the problem. In order to get there, they'd have to make it so much bigger.
Yeah.
And make the phone bigger. So in phones, you have sort of a physical limitation of how much space you have inside that case.
Yeah.
That's why that breakthrough by Samsung of being able to get 10% more in the exact same space is such a big deal.
Yeah.
The flip side of that is they can get the exact same milliamps using 10% less space. So they could cut the battery size down by 10% to have more space inside the phone to make it lighter, right? And still have the same usage.
I think the phones are at the stage now where
Come on, they last more than 24 hours. They're good.
they're not
Exactly.
they're not getting smaller, they're getting bigger. So you know what, all this about weight and stuff, does it really matter? Just put a decent, good sized battery in there that will give me a couple of days charge. Not a problem.
Yeah, I
You,
love
you
24
know
hours.
what's coming next, right? From Samsung?
Go
The
on.
the trifold.
Oh God.
Seriously, the trifold is coming. They're working on it.
They need to really work on the flip and the
So basically it's a phone that'll fold out into a tablet.
but that's the problem they've got. The tech, for as good as the technology is, the software will not work with it, because when you get your Samsung Z Fold and you keep it in the closed mode, setting it up, it will give you all the phone settings. Once you open it, for some reason it turns your software into tablet mode. When you close it, it stays in tablet mode.
Mm.
That is a downside to the Samsung Fold. That's why it had
Yeah.
to go back.
Yeah, that was Android.
Yep.
Microsoft had the same problem with the Duo with the two screens. Google came out with a Android 12L that was a modified version of 12 to handle dual screens, but Android didn't actually really support the dual screens until Android 13. It needs to say that's the first version that did. So obviously there's going to be bugs. So, you got to wait till probably 14, 15. 15, by the time we get to Android 15, the multi-screen thing will not be an issue anymore.
It won't be long before you can have a phone where instead of having a flip phone, you have a screen that just clips to the side magnetically, and it'll just automatically just spread, and then you could have like multiple going around.
So here's what they're working on. I've kind of seen some things, and well, a lot of people have. So you've seen the rollout TVs, right?
Yes.
You're going to see a rollout phone or a rollout tablet where it's just like this little round tube thing, and you pull it out, and you pull the screen out, and then zip it back in, and put it back in your pocket.
But they've actually got TV screens now where it's just a piece of glass.
Yes, foldable glass.
And they've also got the one now where it's no glass at all. It just beams the image up your wall.
So anyways, the rollable TVs, rollable phones, rollable tablets are all going to be here in the very near future.
Not for me, it won't be.
Yeah, it will be for everybody.
I'm sticking to the
Hey, for some of you that might remember Harry Belafonte, he died today.
passed away
Oh,
today.
no.
Yeah.
Trying to remember. I recognize the name. I just don't remember.
Well, you
What he
remember
did.
the song Day-O, Day-O.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was his.
Yeah.
Got it.
And he had a lot of songs like that.
Mm.
And he started
Under
movies
attack.
and stuff, but back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Hey, Dominic, your cat's trying to join you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm under attack again.
Well, she's
you-
aiming
I thought you was
she's
a
aiming
slave.
her gun at you. Boom.
Yeah.
Mine's sleeping next to me. So
As I said, I thought
Another
you was
thing.
asleep,
And
but you must have
Dominic,
cottoned on to the fact that I'm on.
but you're missing a trick now. Put the microphone on the end of the tail.
Yeah, see if she'll hold the microphone.
I have two ragdoll cats. So he's 16 plus pounds. She's 12 plus pounds. And they're not even full grown yet. They both have he just turned 2. She'll turn 2. They grow until they're about 3 years old. So they both have about another year of growing.
Okay, everybody, I think I'm going to call it.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah,
A
David,
ball or a strike?
we're out of here. Uh,
So it must have been a strike. We're
Yeah.
out of here.
Yeah.
David, thank you.
Rain stops play.
Yeah, and Dominic and Rod, it's always a pleasure.
Bad light stop
Just-
play.
Just
Yeah.
before you go,
Everybody in the chat, take care. We'll see all of you again tomorrow.
just before you go,
What's that?
next time you have somebody knock on your door that's trying to preach the Bible to you, Jehovah's Witness, Mormons, whatever, ask them this very important question. Who invented the test tube baby? And they will guarantee they'll go to 1977 and the person that created it, and you say, no, it was definitely God because he infertiled Mary without, they really upset at you and go,
Well, not to take away from your joke, David, I never get anybody knocking at my door trying to save me. So,
No, that's all right then.
okay, we'll see you. All right, bye-bye,
Bye.
everybody.